Everyone, it's Chris from Smithy Fitness. Welcome back, good to see you. So I want to talk about front squats today. One of my friends on Twitter has been doing them, and there's been lots of comments about how it's tough to get in the front squat position and how they just generally hurt overall, and also should you do them at all. So I want to talk to you about some of the things I do as an Olympic weightlifter. Front squats are super important. I do them twice a week. I back squat twice a week, and I've been doing it for months. So let me give you a few tips. For starters, I really recommend weightlifting shoes. You need a heel. There's about a 1.5 inch heel in these shoes, which really helps get your body aligned in the right position. Now, if you don't have shoes, squat on a couple of plates, on a couple of 5-pound plates or whatever you've got at your gym, just to raise your heel up a little bit. I'd actually like it a little higher than that, but that will help a lot and will solve a lot of problems. A pair of shoes, $200 at the most for a half decent. I think these are like 130 Canadian or 140 Canadian. They'll last you a lifetime, and it's a great investment. So that's where we start. Now the next thing I'm going to show you is a bunch of stretches to get prepared. Now Olympic lifters are pretty slow at getting into their workout. They have to do all sorts of stretches, but once they hit the workout, it's fast. We go up to our top numbers in a hurry, but it's important to have that base before you get going. It's a little bit different than just doing deadlift or bench, where you can just start off very light and gradually get heavier. To get into these positions, you really need to be limber and ready for it. So let's go do a couple of stretches. Okay, so the first couple of stretches I'm going to show you, I do for all squats, back squat and front squat. So we call these split squats. And basically, so I've got my front foot up on a couple of plates, so it's a little bit higher. And my back leg, I'm going to try to stay more or less straightish here, as opposed to doing this. Try to keep that straight. So I'm getting a stretch in the groin area, and I'm getting my knee out over my toe. And I'm kind of sinking into it a little bit, trying to keep my torso upright as opposed to being like this. I want to be like this. And I'll do 8, 9, 10 aside. So one of the great advantages of front squats is that you have to have a certain level of mobility. And mobility increases your athleticism. So the more mobile you are, you'll find that you'll be able to jump higher, run faster, change direction faster, be more stable in any position, because your body has the ability to get there. So mobility it's a big deal. It's not just about building strength. And you can see, like, the super power lifters, a lot of them have, terrible mobility. They could never do a front squat. So we want to be a little bit better than that. So do 10 of those aside. And then we'll do some side to sides. So my front foot is turned out on a 45-degree angle. My back foot is pointing straight at the wall. And I'm just going to gradually get a little deeper. And I'll do about 10 of these. I'm getting a big stretch through here. I'm also feeling a stretch in my quads. That's 8. Again, I'm more or less trying to keep this back leg straight. I know it bends a little bit. And we go the other side. This foot's going to be straight at that wall. And gradually get a little bit lower. I'm pretty crunchy through here. I've got a little bit of pain in the hips. I loosen up pretty nicely, but it takes a little while. So these are a can't miss for me. Every time I train, I do these, trying to get a little bit lower. These, I think they're, the adductors are very, very strong, ropey, so they don't stretch easily. So you're gonna need to keep hitting it regularly. Okay, once I've done that, I'll just kind of sit in a squat. Just hang out down here for 10 or 15 seconds. This is where I'm going to be spending a fair bit of time in my front squats at the bottom. It's pretty comfortable, but more comfortable at the end of the workout than the front end of the workout, the beginning of the workout. So those stretches are great for a back squat, and if I was doing back squat, I'd stop there and I'd start squatting. You might do 2 rounds of those, the side to sides, split squat, and just hanging out at the bottom. Now when it's time to do front squats, you're gonna have to stretch out your shoulders and your wrists, and your elbows. So this is a really good one. I've got my pinky on the knurl here and on the other knurl, and I'm just gonna try to bring my elbow up and try to keep my arm like this instead, not like this. Stephen, maybe you can come up and you can see I'm here, not here. Okay, so it's here, stretch, stretch, and then the other side. Oh, it's tight over here. Stretch, stretch, back over here. So that's getting way higher than my left side. That's better. Now from here, I'm going to take a narrower grip. This is the grip that I'm going to be front squatting in. I'm just going to bring it up and try to, again, get my shoulder higher, left and right, like so. Honestly, this is not comfortable, but that means it's working. And then what I'll do is I'll bring it down, and I'll just bring it up and try to flip my elbows high. It's like a clean. Oh yeah, I'm already loosening up. I'll just try a front squat now. Not bad. Not bad. So I'd recommend you do at least 2 sets of that. I'm gonna do another one, I won't show you, and then we should be ready to finally squat. Okay, so I'm pretty warm now. Before I go and do my first sets, a couple of the advantages of front squats and why you really should do them. We talked about the mobility, and we've just been working on that. But secondly, it will really work your core. Your core is so much tighter. To try to keep, we want to keep the back upright all the way to the bottom. You can see I already want to do this. But you want to keep it upright, and to do so, you're engaging all of your core. Second thing is that you want to shoot your knees forward. So again, to stay upright, my knees are coming forward as opposed to my butt going backwards like a squat, a low bar squat. We need the knees to come forward, and this really works the quads. So you will build up your quadriceps tremendously with front squats. That's quite a bit more difficult with the back squat. The last thing is you may want to do some cleans and some snatches in your workouts. If you're not doing them now, if you are doing them, you absolutely must do front squats. But if you're not doing them and they look kind of interesting, and they're loads of fun, it's a real skill, much more than just strength, although obviously you need strength. But the front squat will transfer beautifully to those lifts. So front squats are needed. Now let me do a couple of sets right now, or one set, just with the bar. And you can see I'm trying to keep my elbows very high. I've got the bar right across just in front of my neck, sort of resting on my shoulders. If I get my elbows high enough. If I'm here, the bar wants to slide down. This is no good. You want it up, And I'm gonna really work to keep them higher, all the way to the bottom and up. This actually gets a little easier when you put some weight on the bar. I'll just do 5. Okay. So today's workout, I talked to my coach. Usually I would go to the gym to do this workout, but I'm doing it at home today. Our workout today is 5 sets of 2 reps at 110%. So that sounds funny, right? How can you do 110%? But this refers to my clean and jerk, not to my front squat. So my clean and jerk right now is 90 kilos. So 110% will be, 99 kilos, but we'll round it to 100. So here's what my workout's gonna look like. I'm gonna go to 40 kilos and do 5 reps. It's still part of my workout. Then I'm gonna go to 60 and do a triple. 70 for a double, 80 for a double, 90 for a double. I'll do a single at 95, and then I'll do a double or 2 at 100, and I may go higher. Since I've got the camera on me, I almost always lift better when I'm lifting for you guys or putting it out on YouTube or somewhere. So I'll probably go heavier, see what I'm capable of. But I'll get through these sets really fast. I'll show you a few of them in a moment. But we just want to get up to this weight as fast as possible. And then the rest will be, a minute and a half, 2 minutes between sets. So pretty quick turnaround, but it's only double. So you're... Okay, so I'm about to hit 80 kilos, and now I'm going to put my sleeves on. So these are great for having your knee stay nice and warm, but also if you've got any little knee aches and pains, it sort of compresses it so everything stays in the right position. And I love the sleeves, but I'll do my first sets, in fact all the way up to 70 today, without sleeves, and then I'm going to put them on. Now, these should be tight. The make is SBD, but there's other types out there. This is a medium. I'm about 5'10", 175 pounds, and actually my legs are fairly thin. They're longish and thinnish, although I've been working to build them up. So the easiest way to put them on is turn them inside out. I'm going to bring it to about here, and then I'm simply going to roll it over. And there we go. That's the right one on. I'll do the same with the left side. They actually have a left and right. I don't know if that's just a gimmick or if there's something. There's probably something, but not much. But anyway, I'm going to put the sleeves on, and then I'm going to tackle the 80. Okay, I'm about to tackle 80. I've now got my sleeves and my shoes on. I'm nice and warmed up. And I'm going to think about keeping my knees forward. That's my thought on the way down and the way up. Okay, so I'm about to do 90 kilos. Now generally when I get to about 20% of my max weight, I bring in the belt. So there's a little bit of a technique to using the belt. You need to vacuum. Frank Zane and Arnold were so famous for their vacuum poses. So really suck in your gut, and then tighten, and now you can breathe. All right, let's do 90. Okay, about to do 100 for a double. Now look, as it gets heavier, your technique is going to degrade a little bit, as mine does. Just work on keeping it as good as you possibly can. Really focus on pushing those elbows high. Okay, about to do my last set, 110 kilos, which is 242, which is a lot for me. By the way, when you're doing your front squats, make sure you clear the plates, especially as it gets heavier from the ground, because I've seen people miss, they dump, it hits the edge of a 45-pound plate and comes back into their shins. And it's no joke, when you have some weight on there and it's falling and coming out, you'll get a pretty good bruise and maybe worse. So just keep your space clean and tidy for safety. Here we go.
Nice.
Alright, so you can see my elbows dip. It actually works the bicep. That's not what you're aiming for, but when it gets heavy, there is degradation. So that's the front squat. I really highly recommend it, but make sure you're at least an intermediate lifter before you start the front squats, unless your goal is the Olympic lifts, and then you got to start them right away. But hope you enjoyed this. If you got some comments, put them down below. Nice to see you, and I'll see you in the next one.